the Italian Dolomites. Vast, dramatic, wild. This is a region bursting with natural beauty and diversity. Covering an area of over 140,000 hectares and with 18 peaks rising to over 3,000 metres, the mountain range is a mecca for outdoor enthusiasts. When it comes to hiking, there are 6 established Alta Via long-distance routes, of which the Alta Via 1 is perhaps the most well-known, following a waymarked and well-trodden path. I set out in the middle of the summer season to see for myself what makes the Dolomites so special. My name is Abbie. I'm deeply passionate about all things wild and have made it my mission to explore and document many of the world's most stunning landscapes through human-powered adventure. Each quest is totally unique. Some traverse exposed moorlands and rugged mountaintops. Others whiz through bustling market towns and historical cities. They see me dive down deep amongst marine life, follow world-renowned archaeological discoveries, and travel through some of the most tranquil valleys and mystical forests accessible only on foot. My goal is always one of discovery and awareness. Getting outside is now more important than ever before, with obesity rates maintaining record highs and mental health issues affecting over 1 in 4 individuals. In building an archive of films, I aim to leave you looking for a challenge, ready to break free from the monotony of everyday life and be inspired by nature enough to want to give back. Ultimately, I want to see you don your adventure boots and spend more time in the wild for the benefit of mental and physical health. I've realised that you don't have to do something crazy or radical to change how you feel about your life. You just have to get up and get out. I face my own trials with mental ill health and chronic pain, as no doubt you'll see on my travels. But alongside building a strong support network, getting outside and taking the time to reconnect with nature has helped me move further along the road of personal discovery. So, here's me inviting you to join me on my adventures as I explore this awe-inspiring planet. There will be hardships along the way, and we're not guaranteed to succeed. But it takes a brave heart and a courageous soul to commit to the unknown. Now all you have to do is decide that you want it more than you are afraid of it. Are you ready? Let's go! Wow, I am not making this up, people. That is beautiful. Welcome to one step away from heaven. Ta-da! This is Lago di Braies, right in the heart of the Dolomites UNESCO World Heritage Site. So I'm here in the north of Italy. To be honest, pretty much the only word to describe how I'm feeling right now is overwhelmed. I could make that 2 words: exceptionally overwhelmed. The beauty here is utterly phenomenal. You know, I've seen so many pictures of this place, and what with it being a honeypot site, you know, I've just come through past building sites and hotels and restaurants, but now really on the shores, my goodness me, it is just so beautiful. It's everything you imagine it to be. There are a lot of people here, but it is amazing. Why am I here? Good question. Well, I am here in this exact spot, on this exact path, on this exact day, because I am hiking. I have officially begun, so I think I can say that. The Alta Via 1, which is a high-level route that runs for 115 kilometers through the mountains. It is going to take me 8 days, and I'm actually staying in the huts, the refuges, the refugios. I'm really looking forward to this journey. There is going to be so much to see. Just being in the Alps is always something that just ignites my heart. It fills with passion and enthusiasm, and I don't always have a sense of needing to push myself immensely, but I'm gonna do that because you've got to work hard to get the views. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to sharing this journey with you. I know that there's so much history to see along the way, but without a doubt for me, the number one thing that really gets me pumped around this region in the summer is the wildflowers. So from the Alta Via, you can actually see 80% of the Dolomites, and within the alpine regions of Italy is over 1,400 different species of plants, which is a little bit bonkers. So anyway, this place is definitely a hustling, bustling place of activity. You've got the boats, these old style boats, which are world famous, and there's been a few sort of wedding photograph things going on this morning whilst it's been a little bit quieter. But yeah, I just can't wait to get started actually. Just get my boots all dusty and well, I don't need to climb a hill to work up a sweat because I'm already sweating, but it's gonna be good. I mean, you know, a landscape is big when it doesn't fit on a wide angle lens. So just saying, the scale, man, the scale.
There really were very few words that accurately encapsulated the beauty of Lago di Braies, with its crystal blue alpine waters beneath an amphitheatre of bare rock. It felt like one of the most beautiful scenes I had ever witnessed, and it was an inspiring start to my hike.
We have our first little billboard here, so instantly there's a sign saying no camping, which just puts it all in perspective really, and I have total respect for that. But we are here, so Lago di Braies or Praga Vilsi. It's we're right on the Austrian border, so there's German and Italian everywhere. And long story short, we are getting to Pederü, or rather Rifugio. That's the one where we want to go. So it's not the longest day ever, but it's very soon going to see me ascending into the hills, mountains, these rocky things. Alrighty, so this is the sign we're going to be following. Number 1, quite easy to distinguish, Alta Via Dolomiti. And then it's here that we head up. I mean, it's been a good couple of hours since I've arrived, just following the footpath along the shoreline and taking it all in. Feels a bit tight in my chest, and I don't know if it's just the excitement of a new journey or the amount of people or the beauty or what it is, but there's a lot essentially here right now, and you just got to get present, be in the moment, take it for what it is.
As I began the first ascents for the day, the word breathless suddenly took on a far too literal meaning, as the tightness in my chest increased and I found myself struggling to breathe.
Okay, well, I didn't climb very high, just having to have a sit down. Very, very borderline panic attacky right now. Just having a rough time inside at the moment, and I know that I'm meant to be here. Just a lot, you know, I find I can't walk when there's so much panic in my chest. Why, you ask? Well, that's a good question. I think I'm going to be unpicking that in the mountains. Getting here has been a real struggle, actually. I think I'm just very, very close to sort of mental burnout with my work and content creation. And as much as being out here in the mountains feels phenomenal and exciting and exhilarating, it's just all a lot. It's a lot of emotions all the time. At least that's what I'm putting my finger on at the moment. Oh, I just can't freaking breathe. I'm struggling a lot with quite intense palpitations. It's just ridiculous. Look at where I am and I'm having a freaking panic attack. I'm really grateful I have some shorter days here today or on this hike, because it means that I can just be a little bit slower. And I know I just have to get the emotion out of my system before I can go any further, but it's just pressure, pressure, pressure. I just feel like I'm being squashed. I don't know if this will make the actual film, but this is just the reality of the situation right now. Probably overtired, and yeah, really just needing to arrive in this next chapter, which is to do a hike that I'm genuinely excited about. I'm so happy to be here. Just a lot to take in. It really is sensory overload for somebody who can very quickly find that balance tip. I'm just finding words to fill the silence. Definitely doesn't help that this bag is so heavy. I need to go slowly. Hang on. I mean, this is why I want to be here, because of this beauty. I just need to feel a bit better to take it in properly. Beautiful views back down the valley. Look at that. Whew. We have signage. So this is the first hut we're going to pass en route. It's an hour 30, so essentially it's an hour 30 to the highest point for this stretch of climbing. Well, despite progress being slow, progress is progress. We're heading up to sort of the zigzag stretch of the climb. Apparently there's a area called the oven, because it just traps the heat. If I'm really honest with you, I feel like I'm already in an oven, so it must be a furnace. But we'll deal with that when we get there. For now it's just one foot in front of the other. I'm very happy to be here. See where the path goes, along there, up there, I think through that col. We'll find out when we get there. Alright then, this must be the oven, heading right up. It's just fantastic. This is the kind of terrain that gets me quite excited. Just fun. You know what's actually most precarious about this? The rock is really slippy. It's all eroded away. Never mind. So you see how shiny it is? That is pure slippage.
I really enjoyed the scramble, despite the fact that I split my trousers in the process.
Really interesting with one hand. I think we're going up here.
The views for the effort were absolutely bonkers. An endless horizon of gnarly rock and snow, forests and sky. The geology of the place was mind-blowing too. Each mountain a piece of art that shifted and changed with the clouds. It was around this area that I glimpsed an ibex, the only one I'd see on my journey. These impressive animals roam the remote and rugged peaks all year round, as high as 3,300 metres.
Wow. I mean, it's definitely worth the climb. There's no question in that at all. Look at that huge slab with the layers of strata. That's bonkers. Short stretch on, sign, Lago de Braies, 1 hour 20. Definitely not taking me that long. And around this side, Alta Via 3, and then Alta Via 1. 50 minutes to the hut. Good job. This way. Here we go. First call of the hike. 2-3 something 7. I can't remember. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a view. It's really much hazier than I expected. But just before I head down, I want to point this out. So this is one of the extra peaks you can do on the Alta Via. A lot of people day hike to just hike up there. I was talking to some people on the bus and we were concerned about the snow, but that's definitely not a problem today. Well, there you go, look, 1 hour 20 to the top. Croda del Becco. Here we go. Hutte number 1.
Rifugio Biella, also known as Sikofel Hutte, sits at 2,327 metres above sea level and was founded in 1907. Its stony structure hosts 42 beds and it offers day hikers and overnighters tasty food and drinks. It's an amazing place to recuperate for a while, sitting in an extremely idyllic spot, looking out over the endless vastness.
Alright then, we are on the move. Yeah, very glad to have stopped there actually. There was nowhere to refill water, so I'm really glad that I'm carrying the amount that I'm carrying. I'm just hoping that the Coke is gonna kick in and just help me on this journey a little bit. It's a bit concerning really how I'm feeling, but I'm really just tuning into my body. It's saying I can keep going, and how can I not want to? Like, we've got this bizarre onion layered geological structure of a mountain in front, and all around just peaks, many with bits of snow on them. And now we're on a 4x4 track, and a lot of the tracks that we're going to encounter on this hike were actually put in place during World War I. So we're literally walking in the footsteps of history, and I can't help but want to keep moving forward. I'm being sensible about it, but it's so enticing. It is really spectacular, this scenery. I can't get enough of this this mountain. I mean, that's there's one way to come down, reach the top. Whee! Dunk. If there was like a giant trampoline, that would work, but it's all in my head.
Leaving the refuge and Onion Mountain behind, the trail weaved through elms littered with boulders and an endless sea of flowers dancing in the breeze. To be totally honest, I literally could not have felt any happier.
Got this humpy, bumpy landscape. I presume it's left behind by glaciers, sort of glacial moraines. It makes for spectacular walking. And here is a place to get water. Oh, God-given water. Whew, that's good. You can see all the butterflies. In fact, there's actually one on me. Yay! This is just the perfect spot. We've got the water, all these tiny butterflies just sunning themselves. This endless horizon of mountains and wildflowers. I feel like I'm getting a bit emotional. It's just, it's really nice to stop actually. I feel like from getting off the bus, it was like go, go, go. And then obviously tackling that massive climb. And now that we're in this more mellow terrain, it feels good. It feels really good. It feels grounding. The spirit is happy. Here is Senes. Is that how I say that? Senes Hote. That's very grand. So another option to break the day up.
The refuge was built between 1937 and 39 and is open in both the summer and the winter season, offering beds and warm food. I found the collection of shepherd huts just down the road a little bit more picturesque though. It was a really peaceful place.
Goodness me, this is so absurd. It's phenomenally beautiful. You got the red and white and grey of the mountain over there. The beautiful meadows. This chalky white path. Everything is just perfect. It's absolutely perfect. There is an adder on the path, people. An adder on the path. Jeez. Glad I spotted that. And now it's going into the trees. Wow. That's a pretty nice treat actually. Adders are incredible snakes. They are venomous. You don't want to be bitten by one. But the chances of being bitten by one are really, really slim. We're at this junction point. So Pederü is that way and that way. Essentially you can go path or track. It's just here on the map. Not a lot in it. The most direct route is probably the path, so I think that's what I want to do. Because we get to walk into that. Oh yeah.
Next up on the list of refuges was Rifugio Fodara Vedla. Nestled on a plateau, the area has a long and eventful past, which began during the First World War, when the Austro-Hungarian army, which held the position at the time, set up a troop camp here. It wasn't until 1935 that a guest house with several rooms was opened up, as the region became popular for recreation.
Huh. Just seen a marmot. Actually, two marmots. Wouldn't get those where it's busy. They just hide away. Switchbacks 101. Look at this. That is such a dramatic view. The mountain just drops away, leaving this valley. How does that exist? That is absurd. Is this impossible to capture the scale of this place? Okay, words. It's quite an intense down, on the other hand. Walking into the gorge, definitely half free falling here. I can't even fit that rock in the screen. It's ridiculous. Look at this place. Can you see behind the trees? It's just endlessly epic. Whoa, that's a big place. That is not what I expected. Pederü has a car park and a coach park, and it's big and small at the same time. Okay, cool. Let's check it out. Well, my guidebook says knee jerking, and this descent definitely is knee jerking because my ears need to pop. We've descended that much. But anyway, as we are on the final twists and turns down to the Rifugio, a nice place to sort of reflect on the day. Oh my goodness me, what a day it has been. Yes, obviously emotionally, physically, and I don't know why this ending has been so difficult. I did have a chest infection before this trip, and that's just sort of crossed my mind that maybe that's what's happening. My lungs are weakened, but also I think I've proved that, I don't know, I think it's all emotional stuff all caught up in my system. So we'll park that. What we can also say about the day is that the Alta Via one has wowed me from the go. You get off the bus and then boom, lake, boom, mountain, boom, climbing, boom, Rifugio, boom, 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 awesomeness. It has just been one surprise after the other, and I can't wait to see what the rest of this trail has to offer. You know, it's just day one. This could be it and I'll be happy. Wow, this place is huge. All right then, let's have a look inside. We did it. Day one done. High five. Boom. Random chicken. Hi chicken. Right, so here is the Rifugio, and I have just come to this bench to make a very handy washing line. Just drying everything out in the breeze and with what's left of the sun. Good morning everybody, and welcome to day 2 on the Alta Via 1. You see this smile? This smile, my friends, is legit. I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling much stronger. I'm feeling much more grounded. It's just an amazing thing to have my spirit back in my body. I feel much less detached. I'm much happier. So I'm just going to really strive to enjoy the day, take it in, capture it as best as I can, and keep this smile for as long as I can. But right now, just breathing in this epic place, this amphitheatre of mountains that I've found myself in this morning. The sun is just coming up over the mountains and I'm sweating profusely, which is probably going to be the order of the day. Don't you just love like how when this scene is bonkers. It's so cool I get to walk into that this morning. Look at it! I don't know if you guys get this, but when you're traveling and on the trail, sometimes it just reminds you of somewhere else you've been. I was just thinking this track reminds me of the track to Imlil in the Moroccan Atlas Mountains. It's funny really. But anyway, I'm not there. I'm here in the Dolomites, where I just found out this morning there's actually a very small population of bears and wolves. Wouldn't mind seeing them actually. As much as I love the jagged peaks, it's the orangey red ones that stand out for me. They are, I don't know, it's almost like being in Arizona or something. They're desert-like and mysterious.
Picking up a track, the route took me alongside the bubbling Rio San Vigilio, passing several shepherd huts, now converted into simple accommodation, offering a bed and food for walkers. Nicknamed Marmot's Parliament, it was a blissful area to walk through.
I actually get to cross over the water now.
After crossing the water, 10 minutes on, and I reached Rifugio Farnes, a grand affair where I planned on taking a short break.
I seem to have stopped for a coffee, which I think is going to be super refreshing. And then it's sort of on to day 3 in my actual guidebook. So we'll tackle that shortly, and I'm going to do some reading. That was a super nice coffee stop. Actually just started getting busier as I left, and I just can't get enough of this this landscape behind me. We're really in the heart of it now, and pretty soon round in the corner I'm going to see some pretty significant peaks as well. It's just getting more and more enthralling with every step.
I had been really looking forward to this leg of walking, the track making it easy for me to look up and take the time to absorb the epicness all around. Before I knew it, I was passing Lago di Limo, yet another tucked away, tranquil body of water.
That's also a nice place to stop. Moving is hard, people. Moving is hard. So it's around here then that we're going to soon start to see the remains of war. World War I, battle for the Austro-Hungarian Empire. And my guidebook says that there's trenches and all sorts of different things, barbed wire left in situ. And it's just got me thinking once again, I mean, I haven't even reached these landmarks, but what a blessing it is to be able to be here for leisure. You know, it's something I encounter a lot on my travels, is historical landmarks, particularly from battles, and it's really something to be grateful for every day, that whilst yes, the world has a lot of tragic things going on, in this very moment I'm free to do as I please, well, take in this landscape at my leisure.
Before long, I was descending slightly to reach the cosy little hut, Malaga Farnes Grande, that can sleep 12 people in its attic space.
That has got to be my favourite lump so far. Look at it! Also, there are donkeys. Look at them! I know that Lago di Braies yesterday is known as one step away from heaven, but personally, this place feels like heaven. Just wildflowers, mountains, pines, peace. the ambience of this place is, it's leaving me breathless. It is so spectacular. I can really feel the mountains working their magic. I can't wipe this smile off my face. It's just the most incredible feeling to be here. I love this trail. It has such character. So we are leaving Paradise and just hitting a trail junction. So there's an alternative route you can take which does a bit of a V shape and goes via some more huts. But we are going up, very much up. In fact, I can actually see the col towering above us, and I'm endeavouring to not look up there because it's rather intimidating. So there's a very conveniently placed bench. I'm going to stop here, have a drink, have a snack, and then tackle this one step at a time. Yeah, up basically. And we're going between those two mountains. Woohoo!
The col that lay before me was Fontana del Lago at 2,486 metres above sea level, meaning I had around 460 metres to climb. The path was never technical, however, and I made really good time on the ascent.
Whew. Wow. Wow. That is a vast, vast view, people. Oh, I can't wait to get to the col. It's going to be phenomenal. Look at this. Really gaining elevation now. You can see the patches of snow ahead as well, and the col is not a million miles off. Little patch of snow. Woo! Ooh. That's nice. Not the best time of day to be going through snow. It's all melting. Never mind. Come on. Whew. Look how high we've climbed. It's crazy. Here it is then, Vazzoler Lago, just over 2,700 meters above sea level. Look at that. Oh my word. Path goes down there somewhere. Of course it does. Oh, that's going to be gnarly. Wow. This is going to be one of the craziest parts so far. I mean, this descent looks exceptionally intimidating, and I'm genuinely not looking forward to that. But just this rock, man, it's so imposing, so impressive. And I also just can't believe how far we've climbed. Slightly bonkers. Whew. After how difficult I found yesterday, it feels extra special to be up here right now. It's so peaceful. But I won't lie, I'll be quite glad once I've tackled this descent. Right, there's the col. Here's the big rock. And I think I just got to take this nice and steady, actually. Oh my gosh. Okay, well there's the lake that we want to get to. Goodness me, that's madness. Alright, not far. There's the crow flies. Even I think I'm getting vertigo from this. This descent is so crazy. It's really well maintained though. I feel quite safe on it. Looking back up, definitely dropping quite quickly. Actually, now that we're here, this is our path going up, and that station on the top is hopefully where we can catch the cable car down, if we get there in time. Just goes twisty twisty down, 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 down.
I won't lie, the gully was pretty stomach dropping and my legs ached somewhat by the time I reached the bottom. But it was so worth it. The views back were jaw dropping and I felt pretty badass at having arrived from up there. Upon reaching Lago Lagazzoi, however, I collapsed in an undignified heap.
This really is a lovely spot. Quite hard to get motivated to move, but I just feel the time pressure of the cable car. And obviously you can walk down, but cable cars are cool. So it's going to be a good hour, if not more, a couple hours maybe, to get up to the top, which is actually the highest point on the Alta Via one. So yeah, I wouldn't take for granted that it's a bit of an ascent. We can do it. Should have gone in really. Feel like I just whisked out of it there. It wasn't the case of whisking out really. I was just too knackered. I didn't feel like going through the hassle of getting unchanged. But anyway, so begins the ascent. Let's get it done.
The scale of what I was walking through was impossible to comprehend. This area was the Alpe de Lagazzoi, an immense grey rock incline encased by the walls of Lagazzoi Grande and Piccolo Lagazzoi, immeasurably vast and epically daunting. Adding to the drama of the scene as I ascended were the ruins of wartime trench systems, with scattered timbers, abandoned cables, and crumbling buildings all around. Frankly, it was an atmospheric place.
Okay, refuge is up there, and we're now not going that high. We want to aim for this pillar over there. The reason why being, I've missed the last cable car. It went at 5 PM, which if you ask me is very early for hikers. But anyway, it is what it is. And now I'm gonna have to walk down. This is gonna be a long day. I don't even know if I'm gonna make dinner in time. Never mind, it is what it is. I made it to the junction point. Now, I just have to work out which way to go. Basically this way, I think. But we're not going up. We need to now go down. This is gnarly ass, man. Nearly at the track. Nearly at the track. Nearly at the track. Whew. It is a tough day. Nice way. I'm buzzing now, I'm having the time of my life. It was a challenge in the good way. My body's tired, not dying. Yeah, it feels good, man. I gotta get down to this road. Woo! There's so many different paths here. I'm using the app on my phone now to navigate, but down there I think is next. Ugh. I can see the cable car, and obviously I can see the mountain. I can't see where the flip for the other path would come down. You can see the switchbacks and then it just hits rock. Right. And then otherwise, if I turn around, is the valley that we're aiming for. We're just gonna get down there, and I think that's us. It's just a bit too far away to see, so we've got to join at this chute and then down the road, boom. And then there's another one, so it could also be that one down there, boom. I don't know, let's just stop talking and keep moving. Boom, made it to the bottom. Oh my gosh. Well, this is where we could have arrived via the cable car. Pew pew. Coming down all the way from up there, which is madness. But there we go, we walked it instead. A more wholesome experience. Something like that anyway. I'm not sold right now on this. Okay, last push along the road. Let's go. We made it. Oh, and it's crazy. It's come all the way from up there. Good morning folks, and welcome to day 3 on the Alta Via one. I'm not actually on the Alta Via one though, that's the only thing. Where I just stayed last night is just obviously slightly off the trail, and well, let's just say the weather is not as bad as my app said this morning, but we can definitely see the clouds brewing. So I've decided to take the most direct route to my refuge, which feels a bit like cheating, but it's really not, because otherwise I have to go this weird shape, and it doesn't really matter. I feel like I'm just seeing today as an active recovery day. I just asked at the hut and they said, oh, it's about an hour and a half up to there. So I'll see if that's actually true. And I'd like to show you, I don't know if I can, but I've been struggling a lot with my trousers. Falling down, and the hut, they gave me a ribbon so I can hold my trousers up, and so far so good. But I am on route 424 and I'm going to be joining route 440, which is going to take me directly up to my hut today.
After a blissful walk through meadows and over bubbling streams, I began to ascend the mountainside with fine views backwards and in front too, actually.
Funnily enough, I can actually see the hut. That is crazy. Very short day today. I mean, it's still a way off right now. We're not there yet.
Climbing higher, I could see the clouds growing denser over the mountains, and soon enough, thunder rumbled overhead, and it began to rain.
You can see it's really coming in from that valley, so it's actually kind of not over the top, but it's not going to be very nice up there because this is sleety stuff. Okay, calm down. Oh, that doesn't work. What is that? Help. Help. Right, so there's our hut, here's the rain, here's the path, and this is what we'll be joining tomorrow. So that's the col that I could have come via today. Don't mind that I didn't, we get to do it tomorrow. So we'll be heading that way along the 436. It's 20 past 10, and Well, I'm pretty much at the refuge. That is day 3 done. I'm not very good at this whole sitting still, relaxing thing. I did bring a book. I am carrying a book, so I can read. But that's a proper rest day. We'll see how the weather goes. I might end up going for a wander. In fact, I think I will. But yeah, bish bash bosh. Cool. Not much to say about that. Anyway, this is us. Happy days. Oh, this is the place to be. Right, usual thing, leave the boots. They've got all these Crocs. So you can see this balcony looking down over the restaurant. It is absolutely pouring down out there now. And you can hear the thunder. It is not a nice day to be out. Not a nice day at all. It's definitely clearing up now, which is nice. So you can see it's looking much brighter over the mountains again. Alright, first things first, I've just definitely overdressed. Now that the storm has moved through, it's not as cold. But I want to go and check out some of these artillery posts and remains from the war. That is so crazy, just tucked down here. I had no idea this was here. I suppose that's kind of half the point. It's like an open air museum. So all these buildings built into the rocks here. Trenches going that way, trenches going that way, trenches going that way, trenches up here. Gosh.
The area by the Rifugio is known as Cinque Torri, named after the 5 epic pillars reaching skywards. Around the northern edge of these pillars was a chilling maze of World War I fortifications and trenches. The area has been well preserved and gave folks like me the opportunity to explore and learn, with billboards detailing in different languages what life would have been like for the soldiers who were stationed here. It was a sobering experience.
This is so crazy, I can't get my head around this. Just how war touches every possible corner of the globe. You'd think that the mountains would be the last place where war rages, but it's a border, so there's a lot of history here.
I spent several hours wandering the trenches, reading and gazing out over the surrounding vistas, trying to get my head around it all. Let's just say I failed miserably, but I was really glad at how my day had inadvertently allowed me the time to look around and absorb the stories.
Wow, what an evening.
After a hearty dinner, I headed back outside to enjoy a spectacular sunset, with the surrounding ridges painted red, orange and pink. It was a beautiful way to conclude a different yet very special day on the Alta Via 1.
What an entry to the day! We're going up there, people! Good morning! It is day 4 on the Alta Via 1. I actually got some sleep, which was amazing. I'm ready to do this. Sun is shining, air is clear, heart is happy. Wow, look at this place. Right, I think we want to go this way. Probably should be more certain than that. I'll be honest, sometimes I'm not entirely sure which way it is. Even though the signs are half decent, I still always worry a little bit. The last thing you want to do is go down to have to come back up, but I'm fairly sure it's this way. We can do it! In other news, that's a nice view to be walking into. So Rifugio Nuovo is up there. Oh, falling down the mountain. And well, this is just a very nice view. Marmolada over there. Bish bash bosh.
Marmolada is the highest mountain in Dolomiti at 3,343 meters above sea level, known locally as the Queen of the Dolomites.
Here we go. Passo, I don't actually know how you say that. This way. And you see this orange marker. There are a lot of these around at the moment. Today is the Lago Ultra Trail. So there's an ultra marathon, a big run. Well, I think it's today. Someone said it was today. And there's been all these orange markers for the duration of yesterday and this morning so far. So I don't know if they're already gone or if I'm about to get stampeded, which is entirely possible. Meanwhile, my route continues over this way, that way, and Passo is just around the corner there. Well, definitely not a bad start to the day. This 180 panorama, gosh, it just feels good to be out today. And my body feels strong, my heart feels happy. This is the life. These mountains are just breathtaking. I can't get enough of them. It's genuinely so challenging to keep moving. Just every twist and turn you want to take enough of a photograph. And it's the same mountain from a slightly different perspective. And you're still like, whoa, this is bonkers.
Moments later, or so it seemed anyway, I rounded the corner to a shockingly large number of people, all buzzing about for the running race. It proved to be great vibes, but also a tad overstimulating after my peace and tranquility on the trail.
Oh, there's a runner. He's the first one. Good effort. He's 120k. Man, that is such an iconic sight. There's a shame about all this, but that's just me being really selfish. Alright, let's do it! Oh, cool. This is yes, you know, I read it. What's it not happening? I read about this in my guidebook. Just read. The area displays an extraordinary variety of natural hotspots, like the high altitude grassland with big swamps in sharp contrast to the steep walls of the mountains. And you can see this hunter-gatherer person. There's evidence of them hunting here. So archaeologists have found that the sort of basin that we're going to be walking through, the ancient people has blocked off the various exits in order to keep the animals within the basin so they could hunt them, which is actually really interesting. Not that I feel like I'm getting a real sense for the shape of this landscape, because I'm just navigating the crowds and the people who want to say hello, apparently. It almost feels surreal today. I don't know whether the storm has just washed something off the land, but you can really feel the pulse of the earth. Like, it feels light and free and almost purged. The flowers are really, really blooming today, and it's almost like the mountains are just smiling. I can't express it. Like, there's only so much you can really capture on film, but the energy today is it's just really rejuvenating. It feels really, really nice to be here. I think I need more synonyms. I'm running out of words for this place. Okay. Look at this path. of the pass. Pass number 1 for the day.
At 2,360 meters above sea level, this was Foccel Lago, the gateway to Mondival de Sora, a magnificent open basin of emerald pasture.
So we're on 436 now, which is good to know. Gosh, there's actually people like halfway up the wall here on the left. Good for them. Sorry, wildflowers coming through. You know, there really has been so little water on this hike, and this is actually the first stream that I've stopped at, and it is so beautiful. I can't express how happy I feel to just sit here for a moment. You know, the path is over there, people are coming and going, and that's fine, but I've actually got a tiny little bubble. And I was just saying to my partner on the phone yesterday, staying in the refuges is great, because, you know, you got a shower, a bed, you can dry things out, you can charge stuff, whatever. But it's really hard to get any privacy, and the trail is very often very busy, and stepping off it is quite difficult. And just right now, in this very minute moment, I feel like I've just got some space to just connect with nature, just me and the natural world, the running water, the mountains, the beautiful meadows of wildflowers. Yeah. I needed this today. You know what I think I find craziest of all about this place is that our ancestors would have been roaming through here, and it gives you a real sense of stepping back in time and connection to the past, which is something when we're, you know, in our busy day-to-day lives that is seldom appreciated. You know, I talk a lot about us being a part of nature, and I think you really feel that here, particularly knowing this is such a historical region. But it's also really nice to feel small. I feel very small. I'm just here in this basin, surrounded by very gnarly peaks. And it's like, wow, I'm so little. And that's cool, because I am little. And my time here on Earth is very short. All of our time here on Earth is very short. And I think places like this are a real reminder to put the effort in, to make the most of the hours, days, weeks, months, years that we get, to do our best to stay conscious and never take anything for granted, you know. After leaving that col, I think we've also left the race route, which is awesome. Things have got much quieter, and I think I'm going to be feeling a little bit more comfortable from here forth. It's been quite overwhelming today. But anyway, new valley, new view. Let's do it. I can't get enough of these mountains. Look at that. Whew. Oh my gosh, people. Cows with cowbells. Look at them. They're just chilling in the sunshine. Malaga. So that's the next Rifugio. That's the Rifugio before ours, the top one. Oh, and that's actually our Rifugio. Passo Staulanza. It is impossible to get enough of this. Like, I just want to sit and gawp for hours, and that's really not how you make progress on a hike. But it's the only thing I feel like doing. It's so crazy out here, and the weather is just perfect.
These were some of my favourite views yet, with the forests somehow adding an extra layer of depth to the scene.
Just pop out of the trees and it's like bam, mountain, bam, rock, bam, snow, bam, awesomeness, bam, 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 Dolomites. Know what I'm saying? And then just like that, rounded brow, and there is the penultimate hut for the day, looking very alpine and wonderful. I can hear all the motorbikes tackling the wiggly, windy path. Sort of echoes through the bowl of the valley. It's crazy, you know, we've come from the mountains over there and it's not been the longest day, but it's felt jam-packed, really generous with its views and vistas. But I haven't really stopped other than by the river, so I'm quite looking forward to having a wee sit down once I reach the Rifugio. There it is. 7.5 hours. Nice short day today. Yeah, it feels real good. Super nice to arrive at the end of the day with plenty of energy in the tank. Bit of a treat actually.
Rifugio Staulanza was one of the pricier places on the trail, as it supposedly offers lots of creature comforts that many might be craving by now. It's also a great place to rest up if you tackled the alpine variant from the previous refuge. The main thing that mattered to me though was the apple strudel. Oh yes, people, check this out.
Boot room. Oh wow, it stinks of boots in here. Another day, another dorm. There's a big one actually. Super colourful though. Some people are already here. I've claimed this bunk. Here. Oh, you're really nice. I haven't seen stroked a dog in too long. Welcome to day 5, people, on the Alta Via 1. Good morning. I'm on my way. Slightly later start than the last few days because breakfast at the refuge was half an hour later. And I have to say, I think that was my least favourite stay. The dorm was nice enough, but I feel like the staff, particularly the female staff, with the exception of one, didn't really seem super keen to have us there. I would say the breakfast is the most basic, in the sense of we were served the leftover cakes from the till yesterday, and also the stale bread from dinner that no one ate. And then, just as I was leaving, they accused me of stealing a glass bottle, which I did not. It was my plastic bottle, which I was refilling, because I'm absolutely sick of Every time you need any water, it comes in a plastic bottle. I'm not having it. I've been really careful this year with buying plastic bottles, and as of my birthday, June 17th, I bought 6 plastic bottles in a year. And then I come to Italy and it's like everything is in a plastic bottle. It's really annoying. So yeah, I'm just trying to like refill things and make an extra effort, and I think they don't like that because they lose out on €4 every time I don't buy a plastic bottle. But I did not take their glass bottle, and now I'm leaving. So it's going to be good to get back into the hills. Another day on the trail. Sun is shining, sky is blue. There is not a single cloud to be spoken of. Let's go.
Leaving the road, the route passed Casera Vescovia, a small family-run dairy farm that occasionally opens up for hikers. Next, there was a steep ascent through stunning elms buzzing with bees and butterflies. It felt like a little slice of heaven.
Nervous laugh. Where do we go? Up here, up here, up here, and over there. Alright then. Time to get them quads working. Miraculous aqua. Also then, squid some force. You can see how on this hillside there's loads of shortcuts people have created past just going up, as opposed to sticking on the track that helps erosion. It's crazy really, no matter where you go in the world, humans have a real desire to cut corners, and the only thing that ever suffers is nature. I mean, you see these beautiful elms. If you're going that way, it's just going to get wider and wider, and there's less plants that grow there, which then affects the insects, which then affects the birds, and on it goes with the entire food chain. So yeah, might only be a small patch of land, but it counts for a lot. Ciao!
Ciao!
Whew. This is proving to be a really rewarding climb. Gaining elevation quite quickly, and the views are spectacular. Oh, and here's the hut. That happened. Huh.
Sitting in a jaw-dropping location, Rifugio Coldai is a major hub for backpackers and daywalkers alike, with many trekking up from the valley below. Impressively, it's been run by a local family for over 50 years. Pretty cool, hey? I say, cheers to that.
I just got myself a cheeky little latte macchiato, and now I'm gonna have a look at my left heel because I felt it rubbing, and with still many days on this hike and another hike to go, I can't let it get too bad. We are on the move again. It's so busy today. Enjoyed that brief pause, trying to look after my heel. But yeah, epic location. I've just managed to leave in a bit of a break between the crowds, so I'm going to try and stick in this little bubble if I can onto the next refuge. Look at this. Oh, and there's the lake. Oh, amazing.
This was Lago Coldai, a glistening turquoise glacial lake that I wish I had taken a swim in. I can't believe I didn't. I still can't believe I didn't. I should have had a swim. Next time, I guess.
So you see that peak right there? That's where the next hut is. You can just see it looking out over this great slab of rock. This place is super cool. Proper boulder field, all the rocks that have broken off the rock face, probably due to thermal effects. You know, the ice forming in cracks and then expanding. Water expands by 9% when it freezes, and then no doubt rocks fall off, particularly as they melt as well. They're all loose.
This enormous bulk is known as the Civetta, nicknamed the Wall of Walls. It extends for 6 kilometres north to south and was first scaled in 1867 by British mountaineer Francis Fox Tuckett.
So we're on 560 heading to Rifugio Vazzoler. Obviously it's this way. That's a pretty cool gnarly sign though, I like that one. Rifugio Tissi. Up there. We all saw where it was. That's where we have to go. Yep. Well, these legs are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. Ringy dingy dingy ding. Ringy dingy ding. Up and up and up and up. It's not too bad though, really. There it is. I hope this view is worth it. There's a lot of up. Whew. Well, we made it. 2250 meters above sea level. Exceptional spot. Look at this. Definitely a case of climbing because I wanted to. Let's see if we can look over the other side and figure out how we're going to get down from here. There you go. There's the top. That's what we want. Jeez, yeah. That is why I wanted to come up here. Look at that. Hey strangers. Hey man, how you doing? How cool is this spot?
Having met up with my new hiking buddies, I bid myself a moment to pause, to drink a Coke, and to look out over the indescribable landscape. I loved everything about the place and took my time before loading up my pack and getting back into the swing of things.
That was super nice actually. Just bumped into a few other folks who we've sort of leapfrogged over the last couple of days in accommodation and the hiking in the day. So that's been a bit of a morale boost. But I didn't want to sit around for too long. I've been there for an hour, just because I'm like, I'm not going to get moving again. There's so many big rocks around here. I don't know if they're glacial erratics or if they've fallen off the hillside. It's funny really, it's a little bit like a shipwreck underwater can play host to the survival or creation of a coral reef. Here these rocks just become their own little micro-habitats for wildflowers and dwarf pines.
Now having well and truly left Rifugio Tissi behind, I entered yet another new panorama, with Torre Venzia, the Civetta's easternmost trident, soaring above. Then it was on into a beautiful conifer forest before I got thoroughly slapped in the face by the awe-inspiringness of Moasa, with its fairy tale turrets and spires. What lay before me was totally enigmatical. Despite straining my neck, I simply could not take it all in, and the scale was unlike anywhere I had been before.
Oh, we have buildings. Is this ours already? I feel a bit like a kid in a sweet shop. I don't want it to end, even though I did want to get here, but now I don't. I like the hiking. Yeah, I haven't been inside yet, but it's still my favourite, just from location. Crazy.
Rifugio Vazzoler proved to be a rambling place, although very claustrophobic inside, with dorms tight for shuffle space and the bathrooms snug. But outside was impossible to beat. There was even a small botanical garden showing off various alpine flora species, both common and rare.
I just decided to get myself a strudel because this strudel is really growing on me actually, and a latte macchiato decaf. It's an amazing place here, just in the middle of the mountains, and I feel very content, particularly being outside. I think I'll spend minimum time in the dorm because it's just slightly claustrophobic for my liking, but otherwise all is good, and I am a very happy chappy to have finished day 5. Yeah. Well, that's a nice way to begin the day. Look at that. Morning, folks. Day 6. It's so good to be outside. Oh my gosh. The fatigue and the overwhelm of all of the people's emotions is really getting to me. I'm feeling like I'm closing off, and it's not a nice feeling. But I did have a good night with some sleep. Happy that's happened. Also very happy to be on the trail. Feeling a little anxious because the weather's due to come in the next couple of days. Don't really know what that means, but I've swapped contacts with some other hikers that I know, and that's going to help share the load of decision making. Can I be honest about something a second? I think the other thing that's really playing on my mind this morning, and my heart actually, is the plastic. Just every refuge is plastic. Everything is in plastic, and it feels so contradictory to where we are as a place. It's like it feels really selfish. I think perhaps that's what I'm wrestling with. Like, coming here feels really selfish because by staying in these refuges, I feel like I'm damaging the environment. And you know, you're not allowed to wild camp, and the point of not wild camping is in order to protect the very fragile flora. But it's like, well, it doesn't make any sense, because if you can't camp, you have to stay in the hut. If you stay in the hut, you're contributing to creating all this crap, and it's playing on my nerves, because it's not what I'm about. And I'm doing my absolute best and filtering water and all of that, but it's just no one else is doing that, and it's bothering me. It's not right. It's not right. You know, I feel like by coming to these places and staying in these huts, we should be contributing to protection of this landscape. To me, it speaks of a corrupt system. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I don't like that. It hurts my heart. I love nature too much, and I could be fine not having this experience if it meant that it would last longer, but the reality is all it means is someone else would take my bed and use more plastic. So yeah, go on, after you. I blocked the path.
Entering the forest, I resolved to put my frustrations to good use and channeled them into forward momentum, sweating heavily as I ascended the forested slopes.
side, you can see the path goes along, 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 and up to that pass. Cool. There really are some gnarlier sections on this stretch of path. This isn't too bad, but it's been interesting. There's been a scree and just really gnarly boulders to get over. And at points the gradient, it's a bit too steep to film to stay safe. Yeah, it feels like an adventure. You know, as much as keeping moving is the best thing I can do for myself this morning, it is important to stop. And it feels like such a primitive landscape that we're walking through, just untouched and unchanged. And first of all, I think whoever made a path here is a little bit bonkers. But the other side to it is, you know, the col we've just come over, d'orso, basically Italian for bear. And it's not hard to imagine bears and wolves and lynx and wolverines roaming through this landscape. It's really nice because from the extreme side of things in the huts where everything is plastic and man-made and man-controlled, being out here, it does feel wild. There's footpaths and that's kind of about it. I really like it. Good stuff. We're almost at the highest point for the day, Vazzoler del Camp, 1933. Hopefully it's going to feel a little easier from that point. Hopefully. Here we go. Yeah, Vazzoler del Camp. Fantastic. Check that out, people. 1933. Woo! This stretch of walking is divine. The butterflies, which are impossible to film, the wildflowers and the dwarf pines, which are filtering the air and leaving it feeling so pure and fresh. And then of course all around these immense peaks shadowing my journey on this path. Feels like quite a pilgrimage today. Really enjoying it. Small boulder field for this last little stretch of the day. Well, you know you're nearly there when you can smell food. When you're in the middle of the forest and you can smell a kitchen. Here we go. Wow, that's an amazing spot.
Rifugio Caristatio at 1,839 meters was supposed to be the end for my day. It felt like a warm and friendly place, but as I sat looking out over the vistas, I felt something was amiss. I wasn't sure what initially, so rested up and pondered.
Change is on the horizon, people. I've got everything and I'm walking on. I'm leaving my booked accommodation for the night. It is still day 6, don't worry. Nothing crazy has happened. I've just decided I want to walk on to another hut. I am here for a purpose, and that is to create a film to inspire you to get outside for your own journey in support of your well-being, whether it's mental or physical health or both. And I want to be able to film it in the good weather, quite frankly. And if the forecast is correct, then the rain is coming in and walking a few extra kilometers in the sunshine is something I'm very, very happy to do, and I will try and find somewhere to stay further down the trail. So that is my plan now. I've had a very humbling few hours sat at the refuge with many folks who I've met along the trail from all over the world, and it's just been really nice, and I just feel like I'm part of a community here. It's a really beautiful thing to be sharing this journey on a personal level with them. So there's so much more to the stories that you see in the films that actually happens on the ground. I don't tend to film the people that I meet because it feels like an invasion of their privacy, but these people are really helping me on my own journey and my own sense of identity. And I feel like I'm having a little bit of a spiritual experience as well, because whilst the refuges have proven quite overwhelming and claustrophobic, nature has been my solace and my happy place, and the societal systems don't matter to nature, and I think that's why I feel like I belong, because so much of my life I've lived on the fringes of society. So I'm trying to just work it all out, I'm having a deep and meaningful thoughts. How can I give things purpose and give back to this beautiful world that I have the pleasure of documenting? Well, I mean, I tell you what, it really doesn't feel like I've walked very far from the refuge, and we're already dropping down to the road where the next 2 huts are, and obviously I'm hoping to stay at one of them. So let's see how we get on. Get back down to the tarmac, or down to the tarmac, and knock on some doors. Alright, so aside from wanting to walk into this epic backdrop, I thought I'll start with the furthest hut and then try this one. So, San Sebastiano.
You will a private room?
Sí?
Or, sí,
Is that possible?
It's possible.
Ah, wonderful.
Yes. I take...
Yes! I have a private room. It's the first time I have some privacy and space. Oh God, I was getting a bit unsettled on the top there of the refuge, trying to make a decision, trust my gut feeling, and sometimes I'm like, I don't know what my gut actually wants. Now my gut's just upset because I'm not eating all the fibre that I want. But anyway, long story short, I've come here and I have a private room. This is it. It's 65 euros, which is a fair amount. Obviously I've already paid for my trip, but do you know what? I'm cool with that, and I feel like I've just had such a weight come off my shoulders in that time where I've just sat and thought and pondered and been with people and talked to my partner, and it's amazing. You sometimes have to go through the struggle and the baptism of fire in order to find the lessons and the journey on the other side, and I'm so happy. What is the time? The time is 3:20. We have plenty of time to kill. This is us. Happy days. Day 6 is a very, very good day. Bellissimo. Va bene.
That evening, showered and well fed, I happily headed outside to film my much-loved wildflowers. There was orchids, cotton grass, and so much more. It was absolute bliss.
Super duper.
Perfetto.
Grazie.
Prego.
It's been super good. You take care. Ciao.
Grazie.
Ah, sunshine. Wave goodbye. Here's the other hut. Here's many other hikers. Good morning, folks. Welcome to day 7 on the Alta Via 1. It's officially a week in. Sorry, I don't mean to wave my stick at you. Just been watching this shepherd herd his cows. I don't know if they're a shepherd with cows. I live on a sheep farm, so I'm used to shepherding. But It is a really, really lovely morning. It's quite hazy. You can really see that the weather is changing. So we'll see how that actually manifests today. But walking down this road for this short stretch, all the other hikers are out. The bells are clanging, and there's definitely a really positive energy in the air. It's the penultimate day on the trail. So yeah, just really, really excited to see what the day is going to bring. I'm well rested, I'm well fed, I'm a super happy human being this morning. And yeah, just loving life on the road. Ah, we got a break in the trees. Oh, brilliant. Look at that this morning. Hazy but spectacular. Wow. Still on 543. Rifugio, Pederü, and you can see slowly the clouds are building now, and also over here, so it's definitely changing weather. I just keep moving. It's quite a gnarly path, this one. Lots of rocks and roots and twists and turns and ups and downs. It's fantastic, but soon we should be emerging at the first little Rifugio. Apparently there's a drinking water supply, so I'll take a brief pause there and then we'll push on. Nice scenic spot, isn't it?
It felt good to leave the relative chaos of the rockfalls and scree behind for a brief moment of calm at the Malga, with its meadows and bubbling water source. It was made even more special in that my hiking friends all caught up and we sat together for a while, relishing our sense of freedom, and discussed things that hikers discuss, like the impending weather.
I think this is where we enter the nature reserve now, which is quite nice.
Fontana?
Ciao, salve. Parli inglese?
Sì, un po'.
Ah, super. Is it possible to stay with you today? Grazie mille. Ciao. Ciao. Things are revolving. I'm enjoying this communicating with Italians. It's quite fun, actually. They just make me happy. But anyway, that's aside. I have just called the next refuge Rifugio Pian de Fontana, which is the one after the supposedly gnarly terrain. And well, they have space and sounds like I can go there. So now I have a decision: either stop at Rifugio Pederü and call it a day nice and early, or push on, possibly into the weather, but have all of the hard terrain behind, and then it's just 1,400, yes, you heard that right, 1,400 meters of descent tomorrow down to La Pissa bus stop. So I think, if I'm honest with you, I'm inclined to push on. I don't actually have any food on me. I ate my last outdoor provisions nut butter just then at the fountain. But I have water, and I have, well, I'm sure I have plenty of storage on my body, so I think it'll be fine. All right then, it's getting real. Oh. Welcome to the Dolomite Bellunese National Park, ready to discover the most beautiful mountains in the world. Oh, that's quite a claim, isn't it? I like it when bold statements like that are put out in the world. All right then, let's go. This is instantly astonishingly beautiful. Look at the flowers here, just carpeting the banks of the path. The colour, oh, amazing. Here's the call. It's fantastic. What does it say then? Oh, hello. Wow, that is quite a valley. Clouds are gathering still, but the view remains epic. So Pederü is just down there. Because I feel like I'm racing against time, I'm not going to change lens, but wave goodbye to everybody. That's quite sad actually. So I'm choosing the film over a social life because as I say, everybody's there and I feel a bit emotional because I have met some truly wonderful and lovely people on this hike, and now I'm leaving them behind. But I was just thinking perhaps it's a good thing because I know a few are very anxious about the weather. So if I'm higher up, I can report on what it's doing and let them know. We swap numbers. This is my goodbye. Oh, sad. Nature is my friend. Some days I don't feel very brave. But I guess those are the days in which you actually are brave. When you feel a bit scared. I don't know why I feel a bit scared, but I do. Oh, that's not too bad. I can work with that. I mean, we've got to get up there. But still, I expected this horse to be in the cloud. In other news, without a doubt, this hillside has been scoured by a glacier. You can see how flat it is and smooth. Moving ice, people. Moving ice.
As I was recording that last shot, Vic from the Netherlands, who I had leapfrogged with over the last week, caught up and was an absolute gem, offering me some of his protein shake to help get my energy back up. He was also open to us walking together into the brewing storm. Safety in numbers and all that.
Yeah.
I was feeling pretty tired all of a sudden, and the company really helped to boost my morale as we climbed steeply across the wild and quiet slopes to the saddle at 2,097 metres above sea level.
Wow. Look at that. That's cool. Well, the ascent is going well. The clouds are sort of swirling all around, and I have a newfound confidence with my friend here. Yeah, it's phenomenal up here, but I have to be honest, I think I'm feeling like I made the right decision. Doing that in the rain wouldn't be particularly pleasant, especially if you couldn't see. It's a bit of a keep an eye on the path ahead. And now, this looks like an arête, it's not, but it feels like it. And it's definitely the most sort of exposed stretch, I think, on the trail so far. So it's quite exciting. Yeah, an added bonus, I feel less scared. And there's the thunder. Right on cue. Right, let's go. Wow.
Being so high in such a storm really went against my gut instincts, but I was so pumped at this point. Thunder was booming around, and the odd flash of lightning flared across the sky. Yet, as we began to descend, my worries dissipated.
Warning sign, difficult route, steep slope.
Yeah.
Okay then. Okay, so you've just seen the sign, and the route literally just drops off. It'll be interesting to see if it's any different to a couple of the other really steep descents that we've had on the trail. But regardless, we've got to do it. The storm's still brewing in front. feel way happier about where we are right now. A, we're heading down, and B, we're underneath the storm as opposed to in it. But the thing is, it is beautiful. It's very beautiful.
To be honest, the descent was fine. It switched back and was easy to follow, so no issues there. All in all, it felt like quite an adventure, especially when the rain started to fall.
We made it to the hut. Woohoo! Yeah! Wow, what a scenic spot as well. Gosh. Good job, man. Done.
It felt like quite a relief to make it to the refuge before the storm fully broke, and it proved to be a cosy little sanctuary to rest up before my final day on the trail. Made it to the hut. I have soup, I have bread, and breathe.
I can't believe where I am. This has got to be one of the most scenic huts I've stayed at so far on the trail. The cloud is just filling the valley and coming and going, and there's been thunder rumbling around all afternoon, but to be honest, the storm hasn't manifested too much. And also, to be honest, I'm really tired. The push up the mountain there was exceptionally challenging, and I definitely needed to stop but didn't because I was concerned about the storm, and I think it was frightening at various points because it went against everything I've ever been taught about being in the mountains and the thunder and lightning storm. And it was really hard to sort of keep moving and to document it. But being here, what it does mean is I really am set up for success tomorrow. Provided I don't do anything stupid and fall down, I will make it to the end of the Alta Via 1 on the official route. I've just been in comms on my phone with a couple of people who I've met along the way who are at Pederü, where I was due to stay, and they have already formulated a plan B if the weather is too bad to come up and over tomorrow. So they might not finish the route on the designated trail, and I think it's sad because you hike so far, and to reach La Pisa bus stop is what we've all been working so hard for, and if they can't make it, at least if I can capture it on film and share the journey, then that's something, right? But yeah, I'm feeling really proud of myself. I feel quite reflective being here in the mountains surrounded by the clouds and the pine forests, which are growing on ridiculously steep angles. We all know how this trip started, with a panic attack, with great uncertainty as to whether coming out to hike this trail was the right idea. And now I am just about to head into the final day and finish this thing, and it's an amazing surreal feeling. As is suddenly being in the clouds. And I think, this is a fantastic metaphor for how this whole thing has felt. The emotions have just come and gone, and sometimes I felt swallowed up in the clouds, and other times I felt elated because the skies have been clear and the view's beautiful. But things do change like that in the mountains, and they change like that within us as well. And this has been a really phenomenal journey for me personally, with the story that's been evolving inside, and I really do hope that I've done this trail justice and captured the immense beauty that it has to offer, because it has so surpassed anything I could have ever dreamed of. I don't know if you can see that as well, but the cloud is just lifting enough to reveal the height of the mountain over there. Like, this is crazy. It's so mysterious and amazing. But it is raining, and I don't plan on getting too wet and cold, but I just wanted to say this little concluding piece today on the penultimate evening, because, well, tomorrow is the last day and we're nearly there. We've nearly done it. We've nearly finished the Alta Via 1. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. Good appetit. It is the final day, people. We are on our way. The smile's big and everything is super, super exciting. As you can see, the views are absolutely spectacular this morning. The cloud has been coming and going and dancing around us as we've been preparing to head off, and actually it is kind of cool having this like shrouded, mysterious beginning to the day. The sun is definitely fighting though. I think we're gonna have a good day today. That would be rather nice. 5:14, can I reach? Okay, first impressions of the day is that actually it's really, really slippy. The beach leaves are covering the rocks and the roots, and everyone knows that wet wood is really slippy. So yeah, there's slow progress on this descent right now. But slow and safe is what we want today. First sign of the day, Rifugio, Pian. 2 hours, that's where we're aiming for. That'll be our first break for the day, I think. Climbing up this slope this morning feels like being in a cloud rainforest on the slopes of Mount Kilimanjaro. It's just really humid and wet and cloudy. There's a real sense of adventure actually. Oh geez, look at that. Wow. That is so beautiful.
This was the wild Val Vescovia, with the giant Sciarra looming ahead, swaddled in cloud and mystery.
Gosh, I can't get enough of this. It's like being in Machu Picchu.
I followed the contouring path, part of which was an old herder's trail, before finally beginning the long, long descent down to La Pisa bus stop.
Can't miss this sign, can you? Which way is it? This way.
With my focus on the relentless down, I at the same time felt immensely grateful for not only the beauty around, but the entire journey so far and all I had experienced. I was totally calm and content inside, and took a well-earned mindful moment to enjoy the vibrant birdsong before reaching Rifugio Bianchet.
My last latte macchiato on the Alta Via one here at Rifugio Bianchet, surrounded by all of rock and trees and actually cloud. I am so grateful for the decision yesterday to come over the top, because I think I would have bypassed it today looking at the conditions. Like, it really is very, very cloudy. I feel really calm, I feel really relaxed, I feel really content. I feel borderline emotional at the beauty of this trail and the fact that the journey is coming to an end. I feel a little intimidated because I know I have another hike coming up. But just overall, it's just proving to be a good time to start to collect my thoughts and feelings regarding this hike. You sign up for a hike like this to walk from A to B, and you have absolutely no idea what's going to happen along the way. And that really is the beauty of the journey, the beauty that the story unfolds as you're path unfolds in front of you. You have no idea. All you have is a little guidebook by Cicerone or somebody else to follow, with a little map, also by Cicerone, and an app on your phone as a backup, and that's kind of it. And it's just, you really have to just surrender to the way, to whatever happens, and you do have to dig in deep and find something within yourself to get through these hikes, because there's times where it's hard and it's grueling, and there's times where it's really easy and blissful, but they all are just a mass to this experience that you'll never forget. It's just pure gratitude for the fact that I'm here at the last refuge, on the way, about to drink my last macchiato. So cheers to that. So good. Maybe I have to have two. Ciao.
It was crazy, really, that the end of the trail was so close, and I walked slowly along the track to savour the last kilometres. Despite the towering mountain walls and thick forest cover, I didn't feel claustrophobic, but free and humbled and happy. I felt like I had arrived home, in my body, in my mind, and in my spirit.
Great. Danger. Falling rocks. We got so far to get dunked on the head by a boulder. This descent is really dropping us down super quickly, and I've decided that I want to finish this film here on the trail in the mountains, surrounded by serrated peaks and crazy trees doing crazy things. It's actually really awe-inspiring, and I sort of feel like the trees here and the rocks and the sheer rawness of this landscape, the Dolomites, has just left me feeling inspired time and time again to push my own boundaries. And it's a reminder that if a tree can thrive on the edge of a rock face, then so can we, in a metaphorical sense, when it comes to really pushing ourselves through our own boundaries and challenges, and through, as I always talk about, to the other side of fear, because that's where life lies, and that's the journey that is personal growth. And I think, you know, for me, this hike has offered so much more than I could have expected. In a very literal sense, it has been bewilderingly beautiful. But also internally, you know, I feel like I've had a real sort of shift in my energy. And I think it's really just inspired me to be myself all over again, you know. And then the trail requires dedication, showing up every single day for a hike, knowing you have a certain distance to cover, everything you need is on your back. Like, it's exciting, it's humbling, but it certainly requires you to dig in deep sometimes. It's not always easy, and you have to push through to grit your teeth and get the job done. But it's in that process that you find you're brave. You know, you can only be brave when you're scared. You can only be courageous when something is unsettling to you. And I think coming out here is a very daunting prospect. You know, for me, I've really just tapped into the strength that I have within nature, knowing that yes, it has the ability to wipe me off the face of the earth in any given second, but it also has the ability to ground me and accept myself for who I am. And I think that really is my takeaway message from this trail, you know, that the greatest thing we can do with our life is to be unapologetically ourselves, is to be kind. It's always about kindness. It's about kindness to the world around us, and it's about kindness to ourselves, you know. And the more we can practice these things, it's like a muscle, the better we get at them, you know. And it's so important to spend time in landscapes that make us feel very, very little, because it's only when we feel little that we can really go within ourselves and find our strength and be our own coach to work through the hard things. And we have to deal with the hard things. We have to go through the furnace in order to come out the other side as the phoenix. And it's been amazing here in the Dolomites, just surrounded by this pure raw beauty, because it's reminded me that all of this out here that I'm seeing within my eyes, or with my eyes, lies within me as well. Like, I have the metaphorical equivalent of the Dolomites within me. I'm raw, I'm wild, I'm untamed, and we all are. And that is why we have to come out to places like this. And if backpacking is not your jam, that's totally okay, but spending time getting our heart rates up, away from screens and completely immersed in our natural home is everything that I believe we need to live a healthy and happy, successful life. So spend time in places that make you feel small and be unapologetically you. That is my message from the Alta Via 1. And if you want to share the love, please click like, click subscribe, and share this video with someone else who needs an injection of enthusiasm and happiness. And wherever your adventures take you, enjoy, be present, breathe deep, and be kind always. Until next time, thank you for watching, and stay wild. I actually really wanted to shout right then. Maybe I will. Are you with me? 3, 2, 1. Stay wild! Oh, that was invigorating. Yeah. Stay wild, folks. Cool. Let's go catch a bus.
Walking on, I realised that I had fallen in love with the Dolomites, and that they had helped to pull me out of the internal clutter and chaos that had threatened to drown me. The mountains and lakes, butterflies and forest, the rocks and skies and the people. They had all enabled me to shed the layers of expectations and pressures that had built up, and stand strong, simply, as me. As the last kilometres then turned from track to path, to steps, to tarmac, to traffic and noise, I worried that with the end of the trail, my thoughts and feelings would be lost, as it was all a little intense and anticlimactic. But then I realised that they couldn't possibly be lost. I could take the spirit of the Alta Via 1 home with me, and now my job, rather than to hike, was to embody the lessons that I had learnt, and to stay open to the gift that is life, with all of its raw and wild beauty.
We did it! Woohoo! Ja, that's it! Süßkartoffel! Belluno!
Later on, when I boarded the bus, I smiled, acknowledging that there is always an adventure waiting for us. The trick is to not overthink things, to pack light, and to not take yourself too seriously either. It's a powerful thing to be able to laugh at yourself. That way, when things get hard, as they always do, you simply can't lose. Onwards, my friend, to the next adventure.